Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today is the day my C4 Corvette gets a new home. Alright, well, first and foremost, it's not what you guys might think. I'm not selling it. As you guys saw in my last video, we already had a little bit of snow here in Wisconsin, and it's been pretty nice for the past 2 weeks. A little cold, but we haven't had any snow. Unfortunately, we have a winter storm moving in, and that means Corvette season is officially coming to an end. So I was hoping to get a few more days to drive the Corvette and have a little bit of fun in it before winter set in. But unfortunately, we are right now under a winter storm watch. And it looks like tomorrow we are going to get our first official snowstorm of the season. So I know we've had a little bit of snow already, and like I said, it wasn't really, actually in my last video I showed it, wasn't really enough to, you know, count as a winter storm per se, but I just caught everybody off guard. And then it got really cold and they did end up salting the roads. So we just had a little bit of rain. All the salt was washed off the road, so I'm not afraid to take the Corvette out for a little bit of a ride here. Now, before I get into the reason for today's video, just want to say why it is cool to live by Lake Michigan. I don't necessarily mean temperature wise, though it usually is. You really don't get much of this anywhere else but the ocean. Now, of course, it's everything's dead here. It's fall, and winter's rolling in. Everything's pretty much ugly. But the pretty cool thing is that we have some pretty nice beaches. Although I don't think I'd want to go swimming in the lake, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah. But anyways, that's a little bit of a diversion from the point of today's video. Now, the reason I'm taking it out for a ride is because obviously I want to get it warmed up and you know, just give it one last good running before parking it for the winter. And yes, that is why my C4 Corvette is getting a new home, is because my garage is terrible. As you guys have seen in many videos that I posted, my garage is flat out just too small. It's ugly. I have too much stuff I need to store, and I can't do things the way I want to do them in my garage. I'm actually going to be renting my brother's garage, and by that I mean half of it. It's only about 5 minutes away from my house, which is nice, and they have a 2-car garage that basically, really, they're not really using for vehicle storage per se, because they have a Prius and a minivan. They're not really needing a garage or anything like that. So I was looking around, and I wanted to look at the option of renting a garage somewhere to put my Corvette for the winter. And there were a couple places, and you know, it dawned on me, I just thought, hey, you know, instead of giving a stranger some money, I made the offer to my brother about renting, you know, half of his garage so I could bring my Corvette over and have a place to work on, you know, my Corvette, my Jeep, and everything like that. Know that I can come and go as needed, and also, you know, a place that I can work on them and have room and just stuff like that. And basically, to be honest with you, make my videos a little bit better for YouTube, because my garage is frankly ugly. So this is actually the place I took pictures of the CTS that I traded for the Corvette. Hope everybody had a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. And it was interesting timing, because I wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers, because I finally got over the 1,000 subscriber. Oh, that's bumpy. As I was saying, I wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers. I finally got over the 1,000 subscriber threshold, which, you know, as those of you that do YouTube know, that's when you're actually allowed to get monetized on your videos. I also want to say thanks to everybody that viewed my last video. I put it up about 2 weeks ago, and of course that was the putting the license plate filler cover on, and for some reason I'm up to almost 10,000 views on that video, and that makes that one pretty much my fastest growing video that I've ever posted on the channel so far. Also happens to be one of the most disliked videos I posted for some reason, but whatever. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not the best video I've ever done. It was just kind of something that turned into a little bit more than I intended it to when I ordered that plate off eBay. But again, got a ton of views and got a lot of interaction, so I know YouTube likes that, even if it is thumbs downs or nasty comments. I don't really care. But anyways, it is what it is. So now that I have over 1,000 subscribers, I have to park the Corvette for the winter, which unfortunately is about 90% of the viewership of my channel. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's not going to be over and done with. I got a lot of things I want to do this winter. Having it over at my brother's garage, as you're going to see here in just a few minutes, is going to give me the opportunity to do a few more things that I wasn't able to do in my own garage, just because of how small it was and everything like that. But you know, I'm sure as we get some nice days here and there, we will be able to take the Corvette out. You know, hopefully it won't be till like May like it was last year. But I'm not going to continue to ramble here. We're going to get over to my brother's in a couple minutes, and we're going to park the Corvette and say goodbye for the winter. Here we are. So, as you guys can see, I already got my soft top for my Jeep in here, but I got plenty of room, and I think that this is going to work out really well. I got my brother's got a bunch of his stuff over there, so this is going to be my side. It's more about like a car and a half, but this is going to be the new home for the Corvette for the winter. So probably going to be doing a lot of stuff in here, and also with my Jeep and that. So it's time to pull her in.
To 6 days later.
Alright everyone, the snowstorm is over. It's a couple days later, and as you guys have seen in this video already, I do have my C4 Corvette parked in my brother's garage. This is where it's going to be for the winter, but you can't just park a car for the winter and not do a few things to, you know, prep it so that, number one, the battery doesn't die, the fuel doesn't go bad, stuff like that. So I do have a bunch of things that I need to do today to get the Corvette ready for being stored for the winter. Now the first of which is, of course, we need to take care of the fuel. Now the C4 Corvette has a fuel tank that's approximately 20 gallons, and I did fill it up before I parked it. So we need to add fuel stabilizer, equivalent amount for the 20-gallon tank. Now that, of course, is just so that the fuel doesn't go bad over the winter. Of course, I have absolutely no idea how long gasoline will last on the shelf, but I know over time it just goes bad, and you don't want to run bad fuel through your car. Now adding that fuel stabilizer does exactly what it does, is somehow, some chemical process, it makes the fuel stable for storage. Alright, so it says that this bottle treats up to 25 gallons. And basically it's a 1 ounce treats up to 2.5 gallons. And of course this bottle is 10 ounces, so 25 gallons. And I did fill up fairly recently, but I don't think I have quite 20 gallons in here. I'm guessing probably closer to 15, so we're not going to use the entire bottle. So we'll probably actually end up only using about half. It's 1 ounce for 2.5 gallons of fuel, so we're probably looking at, I don't know, I would say half the bottle. I think half the bottle is a good mark. So what I need now is a funnel. And we're going to take a look at it. A little bit more. Yeah, I think that's about enough. Now I know some of you are going to say, hey, you should follow the instructions exactly, put exactly, or it won't do its job. But like I said, I don't know exactly how much gas is in the tank right now. On top of that, it is not just going to be sitting, it's going to be running. I am going to warm the car up from time to time, and if it does get nice out, I am going to take a cruise when the salt's not real heavy on the roads. But like I said, about half a bottle with 15 gallons in the tank. I think that's just about right. Next thing we have to do is we have to put the battery on the battery minder. Now for those of you that don't know, a battery minder is this little guy right here. And what you do is obviously you plug it in the wall, and what it does is it will charge, maintain, and condition your battery as it sits not being used. Now with that plugged in the wall, what you have on the other end is these two little clamps, and what you're going to do, if I don't knock it off the table, is you'll connect these two. Obviously positive is red, negative to black. So what you do is you connect those, and what it will do as the car sits, this little light here will, number one, if it's not fully charged, it will charge up, and then this will turn on when it's conditioning the battery. So the first thing we're going to do, which is going to be a little hard to see here before plugging it in, is I am going to connect the positive. Try and get that in there. And then we are going to connect the negative to the negative. And now what you should see here is it will tell you the battery condition, which is, I guess, good. Now that I have an outlet right here, this is a good spot to put this, and I don't want to take both of them, but I think for right now that is going to be a good spot. So now that means it's good and connected, and what I like to do is just to be careful with the wires. Run the wire right, this is not the first time I've done this. Run the wires right here just so that they don't happen to get pinched under the hood or anything. I just, obviously don't want that to happen. So we're good and connected. Battery condition looks good. That's pretty much all I do. Corvette's not the first car I've ever had this on. My old 88 Jeep also used this, and it always kept the battery in good shape. Keeps it charged up when you're not driving it for a while. So on to the next task. So of course I don't want to leave anything in the car that can freeze, and unfortunately most detailing supplies will freeze in the winter, so that's gonna go home with me. This is another important part, and this is the car cover that came with the Corvette when I got it. I don't know what it looks like, I don't know what condition it's in, but we are going to find out together. So I know that some of you will say one other thing that you should do before putting the car cover on is that they do make these things that you can set the car on that will actually keep the, it's kind of cupped to meet the shape of the wheel so that you don't get flat spots in the tires. Now of course, if you park a vehicle for a long time, you will develop flat spots in the tires. And of course I don't want that to happen. So what I am going to do is every time I come over, I'm going to probably shift the car around just a little bit, move it back because I do have room, so maybe move it back and forward, just so that the tires are not always sitting on the same spots. But now we're going to gently close the hood here so we don't cut those wires. We're going to ever so gently, as you guys might be able to see there, it is not pinching the wires. All right, so let's take a look at the car cover here, see what we got. Now, like I said, this is, of course, the first time I'm even looking at this, so I have no idea what to expect. So this is definitely not the best looking car cover I've ever seen, but it doesn't look terrible either. It does seem like a fairly halfway decent material. So again, this doesn't really look like an all-weather, outdoor type of car cover, but to keep the dust off the car inside of a garage, this doesn't look too bad. So definitely looks like it's the right size. Definitely been crumpled up for a while. bring it around. Obviously, I don't think that the guy I got it from would have given this to me if it didn't fit. So yeah, it gets a little snug. Yeah, other than being a little dirty, probably from his garage, it actually fits surprisingly well. I wasn't really expecting it to be that good, but this actually is pretty nice. Yeah, I'm mildly impressed. There you have it. I'm cold. I'm trying to not sniff too much during this video. It's really cold in here, unfortunately. The C4 Corvette is ready for winter. I've got the fuel stabilized. I've got it on the battery minder. I've got it covered. She is good to go for the winter. Of course, it's not going to be like this too much longer. I'm going to be coming over here and doing stuff. I got to do some stuff with my Jeep. Got to introduce you guys to my Ford Fusion yet. And also, I do want to do a few things in here. Because like I said before, my brother's got his stuff on this side, so I just put that, cheap black sheets up just to kind of block it so it wasn't in the videos. I do want to get some LED lighting that I want to put up along the top so I don't have to run that thing every time I do videos. Hopefully turn this into my long-term YouTube video creation area and actually give you guys some content over the winter without, number one, completely freezing, and number two, just so it doesn't look as terrible as my old garage. So anyways, before I start sniffing, I want to thank you guys all for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, the usual stuff. If I don't get a video out before then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I'll probably have something out before then, hopefully, but give me a follow on Instagram. I do post a little bit more frequently because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make good YouTube videos, so you can find me over there, 13 Scorpio. And that's going to do it for today. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey everyone,